Do you ever stand at a trailhead with your kids bouncing around, backpacks half zipped, shoes untied, fighting with each other, and you wonder, are we about to make great memories or just a great big meltdown? Yeah, I've been there. Screaming, stomping, scraped knees, water bottle fights, you name it. But over time, we got the hang of it. The story starts with a few key hacks, but it ends with kids who actually want to go hiking. Stick around and I'm going to show you how we turned all this kid chaos into crushing it on the trail. Real quick, I just want to give a thank you to Foxelli Outdoor Gear for being the sponsor of this video. I'll share a little bit more about them later on in this video. As a parent of 3 wild little trailblazers, I have hacked the hiking game. And today I've got 7 tips for you, straight from my tried and true playbook, perfect for keeping kids ages 1 to 10 hiking happily with no tears, no tantrums, and not carrying them for half the trail. Hey y'all, my name is Adam and this is Dad Camps, and I help dads get outside with their kids, teach them essential skills, and make every adventure fun. If you're into that, please subscribe, but for now, let's dive in. Tip number 1 is start early. So let's rewind to the early days when my oldest could barely toddle down the trail. We weren't chasing summits, we were chasing bugs. And that's the first secret, is start him young and make it fun. The goal at this age is the moments, not the miles. You gotta adjust your expectations and you gotta think about it through their mind's eye. You know, that first trail, it might just be a short, flat nature walk, but to them, it's gonna feel like Jurassic Park. Let them take their time, let them poke every mushroom, climb up on every stump, and just let them absorb the world around them with all of their senses, except for maybe taste. But the point is, the younger you start to build the hiking habit, the more it just becomes a part of what you do as a family for fun, and it's just normal. All right, number 2, this is a biggie. Use what I call the trail treats system. You know, of course, the magic of the new world that they're experiencing wears off without a little bit of motivation. That's where the trail treat system comes in. So I always bring some kind of milestone related motivation. I'm talking candy here. And it depends on what their age is and what it is that I'm bringing as to how often it's doled out. So for toddlers, it's a Pez dispenser. And what I do is they get 1 piece of candy for every time they hike to the top of a hill. Works particularly well if it's a lot of up and down. But whatever distance you think is reasonable, you just tell them, get to that next tree and you get another piece. And if they stop, fuss, whine, complain, then the little animal on the dispenser tells them, keep going, go faster, don't stop. It's low tech, high reward brilliance. And it's extra effective if you can get a Pez animal that they particularly love. Then once they get a little bit older and they're able to understand distances, you can start to give them a reward every half mile or even quarter mile. If you need shorter motivation intervals, then give them like 3 Skittles every quarter mile or something like that. Or in our family, we do a lot of high chews because we can't do any artificial dyes. Long story, happy to talk about it. Ask me if you're curious. But be sure to explain the exact distances that you have to go, because that's part of the beauty of this system. They start to understand those distances and how to break down a mile into partial miles. Sometimes I'll even use my hiking stick or just draw in the dirt, but you can use this to represent, okay, this is 1 mile, and so we have to go half a mile in order to get there. And so that way they can kind of start to gauge, they understand like, okay, if that's half a mile, then that's a quarter mile. And then they start to kind of get the concept of fractions and breaking down a mile. So it's a pretty cool way to teach that at a very young age. And they'll be motivated to learn it because they want to know, when do they get the next candy stop? And for the older crew, then level it up a bit. You know, maybe after a mile, they get like a Kit Kat bar. 2 miles, they get a pack of gummy bears. You make it all the way to the viewpoint, you get a whole Snickers bar. Whatever it is, but I never call it bribery. It's motivation management. Oh, and don't forget the ultimate treat. I'll usually promise them some kind of bigger reward if they're able to do the hike and make it back to the car, to the trailhead with no whining. And I do this especially if they're really having to push themselves, if it's really hot outside or it's a particularly strenuous hike. I'll tell them that they can get an ice cream or a cheeseburger or something like that on the ride home. This is usually a huge motivator to keep them moving and keep the complaining to a minimum. Sugar only goes so far, and that's where imagination can step in. All right, tip number 3, make it a quest. There's a couple different ways you could go about this. Geocaching has been our ultimate hack to make it a quest. Hidden treasures turn every hike into a quest. You can download the app, use your GPS, follow the clues, and suddenly they're not hiking anymore, they're treasure hunting.
Mama! We found it!
I have a couple other videos that deep dive into taking your kids geocaching, so I'll link those in the description if you're interested. But if you can plan your hike around these, it's the best way that I've found to get the most excitement out of your kids to get to go hiking. And if there's no geocache on the hike you're going on, that's fine. Just make something up. This is especially useful for the ages about 3 to 7. That's like peak magic imagination time. Things like, you know, this trail leads to a wizard's cave, they say. Or play some silly game like Spy Squirrels or Trail Trolls, where they have to like sneak ahead and leave clues for the group of where to go. Trust me, Dad, sell the story and they'll hike to the moon. Tip number 4, gear up smartly. Gear up well. Let's talk gear. All right, dads, let's be real. Buying outdoor gear for the whole fam is getting ridiculously expensive. That's where the sponsor of this video comes in. Guys, their name is Foxelli, and they are a game changer. They make high quality but budget friendly outdoor gear that lets you get outside without having to take out a second mortgage. Foxelli has everything you need to be outfitted from headlamp down to hiking boot and pretty much everything in between. Even some heated clothing gear. And nothing says dad level comfort like heated socks in the middle of a cold camping trip. Recently, I've been trying out their hiking sticks. And guys, let me tell you, for the price that you're paying, these things are awesome. You're getting a ton of value for a very high quality, low weight, but effective product. And the best thing about Foxelli is they're built to last. It's not just cheap gear that's only gonna last you one season. They say every product that they produce is tested in real world conditions and it can handle the wear and tear of actual adventures. So if you want durable, reliable gear that won't destroy your budget, check out the Foxelli link in the description, because the only thing you should be overspending on is snacks for the kids and coffee. So much coffee. Back to the video. The right shoes can make or break a hike. Get your kids some solid, low-cut trail shoes as well as some good socks. If it's gonna be wet or muddy, I like to bring an extra pair of socks, just in case feet get wet. Waterproof boots can be a huge winner though, because kids just love splashing in puddles or getting in the creek, and you want them to be able to do that. That's the whole point, right? You want them to love doing this. Make sure you bring layers that can be switched out as the temperature changes. Nothing makes a kid's hike more miserable than being cold. I think it's good to always bring at least a small first aid kit with you. Kids are clumsy and they often fall and get scrapes, and so make sure you bring lots of band-aids. And it's not just for the boo-boo, it's for drama control. You know, a small scraped knee can quickly turn into a tragedy for a little one, but with a Band-Aid, it turns it into a badge of honor. I've just found that kids are like strangely comforted by Band-Aids when a seemingly inconsequential injury could kind of ruin the day. Getting to put a Band-Aid on turns a meltdown into proud warrior mode in like 10 seconds flat. A few other handy things that I found to pack. Wipes, you never know what kind of mess they're gonna make. A small trowel, because you never know when the need is gonna strike them. A few Ziploc bags, because you're gonna want a place to put that dirty diaper or dirty wipes. And then what goes along with all of that? Some hand sanitizer. I know all of that sounds like a lot, but if you just keep some of that in a handy little bag, then you can always just kind of throw that in whatever backpack you're bringing with you and kind of keeps you ready to go. And there's one more big gear item that I want to talk about, but that moves into my next tip. And that is number 5, let them pack their own backpack. A good rule of thumb is every kid over 3 gets their own backpack. It just helps build their independence, and they can even carry their own water and snacks. They love having that autonomy over, so it's a win-win-win. But the key tip here is let them pack their own backpack, even if it's 90% toys. In fact, that makes it even better. Whatever they're excited to bring, short of anything that's extremely large, valuable, or breakable, just let them bring it. Even if it's a rotisserie chicken made out of plastic or a foam finger from a baseball game, they'll find a reason to make it part of the adventure. And one more pro tip about their backpack. I love hydration bladders for kids. They can get a sip of water anytime they need it without having to stop, and they hold more water than a little kid's water bottle, and they don't spill, you don't have to stop and take it out of the backpack. And they love them. It makes them feel excited for the adventure, like they're geared up and ready to go. They have autonomy over when they can drink, and they drink more water that way. All right, number 6, use some age-based strategies. Let's dive into a few from ages 1 to 10. So for toddlers, ages 1 to 3-ish, they're not built for distance. And that's okay. Use a backpack carrier for most of the hike and let them walk short distances when it's safe and easy. Keep their attention using sensory games, touching moss or crushing leaves or finding different colors, and narrate the hike to them like you're reading a picture book. Oh, look at that wiggle worm, or do you hear the birdie? It just makes it a sensory rich adventure for them. One practical tip, I love the Osprey Poco backpack right up there. I've used it for a decade now. I have a whole in-depth review video on that. I'll link in the description as well if you're interested. I'm also a big fan of the Ergo and the Trail Magic carriers. And I also have a whole baby wearing for dads video if you want to check that out too. Okay, so ages 4 to 6, these kids, they want to move and explore and play. Try to keep them engaged with games like I Spy or scavenger hunts, or like I said, making up stories about the trail. One of my favorite games to play with my son is who would win in a fight. Usually it's like, who would win, a grizzly bear or a great white shark? And it sparks all kinds of imagination and discussion about how this would go down, but it totally helps them forget about that hill that you're hiking up. And yeah, it usually devolves into abstract things like who would win, lava or a tornado or something like that. But it still does the job. At that age, you could also give them small jobs, like make things up for them, like be the bird spotter or the puddle jumper tester. This is the golden age for imagination. Tell them fun things like this trail leads to a fairy house or a dragon's lair. And frequent breaks are key. Don't forget the trail tree system. Okay, and then moving on up to ages 7 to 10, it's time to turn it into a challenge. Give them some responsibility, like being the leader of the group, setting the pace, or choosing the next breakpoint. You can start to introduce like some basic navigation skills, like compass reading or understanding trail signs. And they start to love goals by this age. So you could start to say like, let's make it to where the trail splits before lunchtime. And they thrive on encouragement. So when they succeed, let them know that. And these are some key critical years to help them build their confidence in the outdoors. All right, number 7, make breaks fun. Take them often and with flair. You're not just stopping to rest, you're stopping to celebrate. Do a dance party on the log, have a bug finding contest. Who can spot the biggest pine cone? Whatever you can come up with. One of our personal faves is my son loves playing tic-tac-toe at each break, and so I'll draw a tic-tac-toe with my hiking stick in the dirt, and we play tic-tac-toe every quarter mile or so, depending on how hard the trail is. And don't forget the snacks. Don't be stingy with the snacks. You brought a backpack for a reason. Bring plenty of stuff and let them eat it. Bring lots of healthy, less sugary options compared to the trail treats system. Think like good carbs and proteins. So that way they have a lot of great choices of something that sounds good to them that's gonna give them the energy to go the distance. And look, just remember, hiking with kids isn't linear. It's loud and messy and full of surprises. Some days someone's gonna be crying before you even get out of the car, and that's okay, because it's not about perfection, it's about being present. The memories don't come from, making it to the peak. They come from the snail races and the pine cone collections. It's the moments when your kid says, "This is the best day ever, Dad," when their shoes are covered in mud and they're soaking wet. Oh gosh, I just love it when I hear that from my kids. So pack the Pez, don't forget the Band-Aids, and get out there, because you're not just raising hikers, you're building memories of family adventures together.